Our agency received complaints from the community about an animal neglect case that was happening on 2nd Avenue. We found several animals living in the front yard of a residence. We could not see a food source. When we were finally able to contact the homeowner, we offered several options for her to surrender the animals for us. We educated her on her property size, how many animals that we could visibly see in her front yard, the fact that we couldn't see a food source. We offered her to surrender the animals to Animal Care Services, where we could find them a different home in a different situation with owners that could provide the proper care that they needed at this time. The owner was not receptive to our recommendations.
January 11th, Heather Nall, the ACS manager, called me and wanted the Sheriff's Department's assistance in helping out with a dead horse that was located on a property on 2nd and Olivehurst. Yeah, so on the 13th of January, we executed the warrant. During that warrant, we discovered a total of 62 animals on the property, including the deceased horse. Once those animals were seized with the assistance of animal control, the Yuba County posse members and members of the Yuba County Sheriff's Department, we seized the animals. The larger livestock were taken up to the posse arena, and then the smaller animals were housed at animal control, where a vet immediately treated the animals. The overall condition of the animals and the property was pretty severe. Approximately 70 to 80% of the property was flooded in standing water and mud. None of the animals had housing. Inside the house, it was deplorable. Most of the residence had been under some sort of construction prior to us coming up. All the dogs were living inside dog crates. The dog crates weren't easily accessible. We had to move furniture and other larger items to get to the animals inside those crates. The crates were filled with feces and urine that it appeared been there for quite some time. One of the rabbits had large overgrown teeth to the point that it punctured through the tongue of one of the rabbits. The dogs all had hair loss, different types of rash skin conditions associated with the feces and the environment they're living in. There were, I believe, 21 pigs located in the backyard. That again was majority flooded, no shelter for the pigs. We also located a couple goats and sheep. The sheep had hair conditions, they didn't have docked tails. Large amounts of feces were built up on their tails with open wounds.
We removed 21 potbelly pigs from that residence, and 16 of them were sows, and they were all pregnant. So there is a silver lining to this story. The horse that we removed from the property that was alive was in a dire straits of a health condition. So with the help of Dr. Wolf and Dr. McQuarrie and the refeeding program and the care from my staff and Animal Care Services team, we were able to rehabilitate her, which her name is Hope, and she has put on about 400 pounds and is now a therapy horse for children up in a different county. So I think that if we can take anything away from this is the ability for the community to know that all of their donations and all of their support did lead to the rehabilitation of these animals, which were the real victims here.